StreetzG4G, born Marlon Hamilton at Riverside Hospital in Newport News, Virginia, was the third child of 5 to Sharita Hamilton.
You know, early on, you could tell that he was heavily influenced by music. We probably had to give all that credit to, rest in peace, my Aunt Rhonda.
I know like a big part of the reason I'm into music, like I'm into it, it's probably from my Aunt Rhonda. Ain't even no probably, it's from my Aunt Rhonda. You know what I'm saying? I remember she used to have like big crates, man. I'm talking about like, well, regular size crates, but she'd have like 4 or 5, 6 crates just full of CDs and tapes and stuff like that, you know what I mean?
She used to keep like catalog, but you know, we'd be at the house with her. She'd give us the book, put the headset on, and so long as he could listen to, you know, whatever he wanted to, he was pretty much content.
It was crazy, right? Because I used to be over there and I could listen to, I couldn't say cuss words. I used to get whoopings for cussing and stuff, right? I couldn't say cuss words, but I could listen to any music with explicit content. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting cuss words that I'm saying from music.
And I think that, you know, that kind of like helped him develop an ear for music. He had a pretty good ear for music. He actually put me on the, cause I wasn't really a big fan of Cash Money or the Hot Boys and none of that. I used to play it so much every day. I'm like, bro, you gotta listen to it. Like this is what's up. This is what's up. And I actually sat and listened to it, and you know, that guerrilla warfare. That was probably one of my favorite. You know what I'm saying? Outside of 400 Degrees, guerrilla warfare was probably one of my favorite Cash Money albums. And lo and behold, it was Streets that was one that was pushing for me to listen to.
You know, I think I might have grew an ear for music doing that, man, because I was listening to grown men express themselves when I was 5, 6, you know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about everybody like Redman, Method Man, DMX, Timbaland, and like, she had like different varieties of music, you know what I'm saying? So, like I heard everything, you know what I mean? Me just saying Method Man, Timbaland, DMX, SWV, you know what I'm saying? Like I had those ranges of music when I was little to listen to. So you know what I'm saying? For real, I think the reason I even rap while I'm into music is because my Aunt Rhonda, you know what I mean?
StreetzG4G was a special kind of kid in school. Like, he never did his homework, but somehow always managed to pass tests and quizzes.
I swear, bro, I don't know how I used to do that. Like, even I took the GED test in jail. And I remember when I took my placement test, and I was really only taking the GED so I could get a sentence reduction, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't really taking the GED to get my GED, you know what I'm saying? But I remember when I took the placement test, they had came and got me out the pod. I remember they had told me I had scored so high on my placement test that they was gonna make me a tutor/student. But I swear, I don't know how I used to like obtain that information, because to my knowledge, I ain't never paid attention. But it was just like when I seen it on the test or a quiz, I just knew the answer.
As smart as he was, he still managed to find trouble as a kid, from fighting to talking back to teachers.
I used to stay in trouble at school, like talking back to teachers. I used to talk sassy, like I used to talk nasty to teachers and everything, I don't know.
Always getting into something. It's a lot, a whole lot of things that he did.
Just a little horn dog, you know what I'm saying?
I remember Marlon always really being into himself. He didn't bother nobody, but at the same time.
When he was 13, his mother moved him and his siblings to Williamsburg, where his troubles seemed to worsen.
So we eventually moved to Williamsburg or whatnot, and I think Mom was a little more comfortable because we were, you know, in Williamsburg around more family or whatnot. So we had a lot more freedom than what we did when we was in the news. So he just kind of took to it outside all day.
Man, I remember when she told us she was about to move to Williamsburg. And she, at the time, when we was coming to Williamsburg, like we born and raised in the news. So when we come to Williamsburg, we heard it's only, you know, we was hearing like, oh, it's only white people out there, blase, blase. But when we used to go out there, the only black people we seen was our family. But at the same time, we were so young, we didn't go outside and none of that.
I guess it was a gift and a curse, you know what I'm saying? But you know, you learn, you make mistakes early on like everybody else, and you just learn and grow from them.
Man, it was crazy. For real, I kissed the curb in front of my house before I left. Ain't that crazy? I was a nasty little nigga. I don't know why I did that.
Already a natural-born class clown in school, at home, his behavior outside became bolder with time. Heading down the wrong road one day, him and a few friends were stopped after hours on school ground for pulling a BB gun on another student that happened to be passing by at the time. The police came and found the gun on StreetzG4G, so he was booked on a weapons charge on school grounds at 15.
Yo, so listen, right? Me and my cousin had we got an apartment fresh out of high school. You know what I'm saying? So we doing young, dumb stuff. So we go out and buy a bunch of paintballs and BB guns and shit, right?
And it was crazy because I think I had got in trouble at school.
It was one of the times when he had got in trouble and my mama sent him to stay with me.
I don't know what she was thinking.
He was going to Enterprise, so she just comes to the crib and pick him up or whatnot. So I had left him at the crib.
One of my homeboys that came out there with me.
So it was one of the young niggas from the neighborhood. Him and Streets kind of linked up or whatever.
And I remember we was walking on Woodside property.
So it was a party or something out Wood Creek, which is literally like right across the street from Woodside.
So I remember we was walking past this dude.
The Streets went in there and took my goddamn BB gun.
I had this BB gun. I had took out my brother's house.
So I get a call 10:30 at night. And you know what I'm saying? I was hard on the young, you know what I'm saying, just trying to keep their head on straight, trying to send them in the right direction. So when the little nigga called me, I could hear in his voice like he didn't even want to tell me because he knew I was gonna be upset or whatnot. And he just was like, man.
One of my homeboys had asked a dude. There was two dudes that was walking through the path too. One of my homeboys had asked him for a lighter. He got fly or something with my homeboy. I remember I pointed. I was like, "What you say, nigga?"
He was talking crazy. And next thing you know, we saw a red dot. I said, "What you mean?" He's like, "Yeah, bro. Your brother pulled a gun out on him."
They got so scared they ran out the path, right?
And they ended up locking his ass up.
That was like the worst night of my teenager life. Cause I remember my mom. They called my mom. My mom was like, "Nope, I ain't coming to get him. Leave him in there." I was like, "Damn."
We can laugh at it now, but that shit wasn't really funny when it happened. But it's just him being young and streets, I guess you would say, just streets being street.
Adversity didn't stop there for the not yet Virginia artist. At 16, his mother was shot 8 times by her husband in 2003. From there, StreetzG4G recalls the household's luck going downhill.
At the time, we was actually staying with my grandmother to take care of my grandma. You know what I'm saying? My grandma had a stroke. Her whole left side was paralyzed. So we was actually staying there to take care of her. And my grandma couldn't talk, but being that I used to take care of her by myself so much, when she mumbled, like I would be the one that know what she's saying. You know what I'm saying? So I remember as soon as I got in the house, my mom left out the house. So she left. I remember my grandma came up the hallway in her wheelchair, and my grandma kept mouthing it, and I kept trying to figure out what she was saying. So I ended up saying, I was like, my mom. She was like, I was like, my dad. She was like, And I was like, what? I don't understand what you're saying. My grandma was like, you know, she'll do that like when she get tired of trying to explain it. So it seemed like an hour passed or something like that. My granddaddy came to the house. And when my granddaddy came to the house, it was like he ain't got no filter. He don't really know how to talk. He said like how it come to his head. You know what I'm saying? So I remember he asked me, he was like, "You a big boy?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm a big boy." What? At the time, I'm like 15. I said, he was like, "You a big boy?" I was like, "Yeah, what?" He was like, "Well, your dad just shot your mama." I was like, "Huh?" He was like, "Yeah, 8 times. He tried to kill her."
It's shocking. Like, never expected nothing like that. But get there, go in ICU, see her, still didn't really hit me. So they take us out of ICU and put us in like the little waiting room or whatever, and the shit pop up on the news.
Yeah, I remember my man just went blank. Like I don't like they said I had went missing for a day or something like that. I don't really remember where I was at though. I don't remember. I just remember I just walked out the house and it just get like vague right there.
It was like a real traumatic experience, my nigga, and I feel like that kind of and dealing with it in the way that we did, it made him numb to a lot of shit.
But that whole time, man, that whole time was like, that was like a crazy time period in our life right there.
Which added to, you know, whatever edge he already had. Now you got a young, you know what I'm saying, young black man that's numb to whatever could go on around him. So it's like a recipe for disaster.
That situation opened up a bad can of worms for StreetzG4G. He found out that the husband of his mother, that had shot her, was not his father from overhearing a talk between his mom and grandmother. With the family's bags already packed to move into a cousin's old apartment in a public housing neighborhood called Highland Park, the information was heartbreaking to him and left him so confused and angry, he recalls.
I guess she didn't know I was in there or something, so she just, my grandma had went in there and was talking to my mom, was like, yeah, he was telling the judge, he need to get out and get home to his 2 daughters, and so everything they said about the kids, they just kept saying 2 daughters, 2 daughters, 2 daughters. And I was like, damn, what about me? I remember thinking like, damn, what about me? And that's when I kind of put it together, like, oh, that nigga ain't my pops. You know what I'm saying? So that was how I found that out.
One day, during what seemed to be his introduction to the kids from the apartment complex, he was captivated by their ability to rap. He recalls wishing he could at the time, but he could never even build the tenacity to give it a try amongst them.
My homeboys is like the most talented rappers that I have ever met in my life at that time. You know what I'm saying? I never knew anybody like the people who I could compare them to at that time. To me, was like on TV or was like on mixtapes we listened to. Like I never knew anybody personally that could rap like them. You know what I'm saying? So I used to be so into it. Like, damn, how you do that? You know what I'm saying? So. Remember, they used to always tell me to try it, but this how I used to go. They were like, try to rap, Streets. I was like, no, I don't rap, bro. Y'all the rappers. Y'all the rappers. I don't rap. Yeah, y'all do that. You know what I'm saying? They were like, man, just try it, bro. Just try it, man. So I remember I wrote this verse. I wrote my first verse ever. You know what I'm saying? And to me, it was so dope. And it was so raw because I was kind of advanced at that age into like things we were doing, you know what I'm saying? So I was able to rhyme everything that we was really doing, you know what I'm saying? And from there, it just took off from there, really.
With the disciplinary being just recently going away, the household's amount of discipline became off balance. Like in most single-parent homes, when the kids come home from school, the mother's going to work. And that's been said to be the work schedule of the devil in urban communities.
Yeah, everything about our household just changed like drastically after the situation where old boy shot my mom, because it was just like my mom was crazy, right? Don't confuse it. My mom was crazy, right? But it was just like, you know, her whoopings hurt, but his whoopings, like, you know, especially like with my ass, like he ain't play with me, you know what I'm saying? But it was just like with him gone, I'm getting a little older now, you know what I'm saying? I even remember a time my mom whooped me one time and I was just crying but she could hear him and stop. Like I wasn't even crying like, I hurt. I was crying like, get this goddamn belt on me. You know what I'm saying? But everything about that time period, man, everything about our household just went downhill. You know what I'm saying? And it was just crazy, man. That was even the time that we found out, like, my sister was pregnant, my baby sister, you know what I'm saying? And what was so wild to me was I didn't even know they was having sex. Both of them, you know what I'm saying? Both of them was having sex around that time. I didn't even know. So for me to walk in the house one day and see my mom had a pregnancy test on the counter, and I remember I asked her, I was like, who that's for? And she was like, who you think it's for? I get scared as shit, like, oh shit, I got somebody pregnant. So yeah, she ended up telling me, she was like, no, that's for your little sister. I mean, when she said that, I just lost it. I ran upstairs, choked my sister. The other sister tried to jump on me to stop me. I know I flipped her over me. It was just crazy, man. It was just crazy, bro.
It was during that time that his 18-year-old best friend that introduced the then 16-year-old StreetzG4G into making music had got his 14-year-old sister pregnant. He remembers feeling so angry and betrayed that he wanted to kill his friend's mother because his friend was locked up and out of his reach. In the midst of the tantrum he was throwing in his room by himself, he'd seen a recorder that was left there and he picked it up. Not sure what urged him to do so, it ended in him finding a new way to lash out and express himself in a way he couldn't get in trouble for.
I remember I had wrote a verse because when my sister got pregnant, bro, it was so devastating to me. You know what I'm saying? That was like my little sister. Like me and my sister, the other sister, we was alright. The oldest one, we don't really know her like that. You know what I'm saying? It was so devastating to me, just all the strength that was my baby sister. You know what I'm saying? So I remember I had wrote a verse to some song that I liked at the time. It might have been a Boosie song or something, I don't know. But I had wrote a verse into the beat. I remember I just kept replaying the beat. And like, I remember around that time, I just used to be in my room in the dark. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't know, like, I don't know. Like I always coped better, like by myself. You know what I'm saying? So I'd be in the room in the dark, listening to music or just thinking, you know what I'm saying? So I had messed around and I had wrote that verse. And I don't even really remember how the verse went or nothing, just because it wasn't like a verse that I rapped. It was just like a cool way to, like I felt better after I did it.
He never planned on letting anyone hear it, but due to the situation with his baby sister, his older brother came back home from college to morally support his family. While talking to his big brother alone in his room, he decided to let him hear the verse he had wrote and rapped on the recorder. Shocked by his talent, not knowing to StreetzG4G, his brother took the recorder to their mother and let her hear it.
Yeah, then my brother had came home from college. I think he just left when the whole shit with my sister's pregnancy happened.
Yeah, that was something else that was kind of difficult to accept because, like I said, that's the baby sister. That's like the last one out the bunch.
Like I wasn't planning on letting nobody hear that verse. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Big Bro come back, and Big Bro ain't never heard me rap, but none of that. I think at the time or something.
It had been mentioned that I be hearing your brother rap, be alright with that, but I had never heard it. You know what I'm saying, firsthand myself. When we got the news that she was pregnant, I pulled up to the house to go see him. And he's standing on the side of the building. And he was like, mixed emotions, mad, upset, angry, wanted to handle it in the way that he know how to handle shit. So we get to talking, he like, listen to this nigga pull like an old ass tape recorder out of his pocket.
You know, like I was like excited to let him hear it, like, look at this, look what I'm doing.
And he started playing it. And when I hear it, I'm like, like the shit that he's saying, for him to be as young as he was at the time is like, that's talent right there.
The first time I heard him rap, I didn't think that from me knowing him before, that he would ever be rapping. That's what I first thought. But when I first heard him rap, I was like, okay. I see. Basically, that's when he was hiding when he was younger, because he never do that before.
You know what I'm saying? I've always been a consumer of music myself, because like I said, I hunt. Kind of, it kept us around it. So when I hear good music, regardless of whatever genre it is, or whatever, whoever it may be, I know good music when I hear it. And like I said, it was just for him to take that situation and to be able to put it in words like that, it was like, wow. So I instantly took it in the house to my mom.
You know what I'm saying? But I ain't know he was gonna go show my mama, you know what I'm saying?
But she's still distraught about, Jessica being pregnant or whatever. So I played it, and I don't think she heard it. So I had to stop her, like, no, Mom, listen. Like,
and he finessed that. Now think about it, because he really just, I think he pulled something like, let me see it right quick. Gave it to him. He walked out the room, and I remember it was other people in my mom room talking. My mom room was right beside mine. It was other people in my mom room talking. But I remember hearing everybody get quiet. And then I could hear pieces of my voice. Like, I remember how the recorder sounded. I remember hearing pieces of my voice on the joint.
like, your son is on the verge of something here. Like, this is real talent. Like, just try to put all that aside and listen to what he's saying and listen to how well it's put together on a handheld tape recorder. So she actually listened to it. But you know, that's mama, and she hearing her son talk like this and say certain, you know, words that she, I guess, would forbid us to say. But then over time, she kind of started nodding her head.
Little did he know, the writing of his music was serving as a release in what he'd call a chaotic house.
You know, this music, man, this shit like dope, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I do this when I'm going through shit. It just make me feel better, you know what I'm saying? I told you, man, after the situation with my mom, man, just like, I've been getting in trouble, but I never, like, I would try to keep it away from the house. Like, I had my freedom outside. Like, I can do whatever I want. I can cuss. I can talk. You know what I'm saying? I can do whatever outside. But it was like after the disciplinary left, I ain't really care about it getting to my mom. So it's been so many times, man. My mom had to like call out of work to come to court. Come to court with me, or you know, like teachers, then you know, just call her job. And see, they used to know that she used to hate being called at work, so they'll intentionally call her, you know, to make my punishment worse. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, I don't know how many court appearances my mom went to when I was little, bro. But I know it's too many. You know what I'm saying?
With all the trouble he had going on outside, his mother decided to kick him out of her house for the second time. It was during that time period where him and two old friends caught a robbery charge that sent him to the regional jail for a stint of 6 months. But instead of getting rehabilitated, he learned how to sell drugs.
Yeah, we got charged for a robbery, bro. We got charged for a robbery. Really all we did was beat the dude up. We beat the dude up because you know, me and my little three-man crew, we was like brothers then. You know what I'm saying? So he had punched the young one. You know what I'm saying? They was playing around. He had punched the young one, like on some boxing type shit. So when we seen it, we was like, oh, all right. We took him in the backyard, we beat his ass, and ran his pockets. But we didn't intentionally rob him. You know what I'm saying? But that's you know, around my way, they want to get you, so they gonna get you. That's how they got us with the robbery thing. And I remember it was like a couple old heads in the jail, and they used to tell me, they used to be like, bro, this ain't juvenile, the juvenile son, da da da. You need to get your mind right, da 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 da. The best thing I learned from jail at that time, bro, was how to sell dope. And once I came home, I was like a snowball effect of dope selling and robbing, waiting to happen. You know what I'm saying? That's what I got out of jail that time, how to sell dope. I was just in there with a bunch of niggas. And if you really think about that, like I'm getting schooled on how to break the law by dudes who wasn't successful breaking the law. If you really think about that, you really, like, it's just ironic. The irony is funny, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I had learned in jail that time, bro.
At this point, it was safe to say that StreetzG4G was headed nowhere and nowhere fast. He was known as the hothead kid with drugs for sale. After his mother kicked him out, his desire to be as independent as possible started to consume him.
Yeah, son, man, I remember around that time I'd be so angry, and I think a big part of me being angry is just I ain't know how to express myself. Like, I used to get mad to the point I didn't want to rap. Like, I want to hurt somebody. I want to do something. You know what I'm saying? And then with me being around the older dudes, when I snap out to them, they be like, man, calm down. You know, like, you know, you're doing dumb shit, calm down. So when I want to snap out, I just don't snap out. You know what I'm saying? To stay cool in their eyes. So if you ask them, they be like, Streets was a mature young nigga. Nah, I was just immature. I just didn't say everything that was in my head. You know what I'm saying?
On November 7th, 2007, he was arrested for a distribution charge in the middle of his apartment complex, not only in front of all the residents, but also in front of his mother. His court-appointed lawyer was impressed that he was so young under a numerous amount of investigations, but wouldn't speak a word to the detectives that stalked his case, and to be honest, may even have had something to do with his charges. Under no circumstances did they want him to know the informant on his case, so in exchange for his plea, they gave him the minimum sentence.
I remember the police kept coming to my mama's door for something, right? But they're like, for one, when they come to her door, like we know the routine, bro. You know what I'm saying? So when they come to her door, like two will come to the front before he knock on the door. He'll send two around the back. You know what I'm saying? So we knew it was something serious, but we didn't know what it was. And at the time, I was into so much shit. I couldn't imagine what it was for. You know what I'm saying? So I remember they kept telling my mom, they was like, yeah, you need to tell them to get in contact with us. So at first I was like, man, I ain't goddamn, I'm not calling them people, I'm not going up there, none of that. I ended up calling them. I was like, yo, y'all got a charge on me? He was like, yeah. I was like, what the charge is? He was like, you need to come up here with discuss. I said, man, get the fuck out my face. I ain't coming up there for y'all to discuss nothing. Hung up the phone, please. I was just saying. But the whole time they had an indictment on me. Then when they caught me in the middle of the apartment. And the officer kind of roughed me up a little bit. And it's crazy, before I left, me and my homeboy had went to McDonald's, right? We got pulled over as soon as we got back from McDonald's. We get pulled over. Police seen us, they walked up on us as soon as we hopped out the car, right? Before I had left to go to McDonald's, there was this lady out there. I used to serve her a little bit. But she had told me, she was like, boy, why don't you take that hot ass jacket off? Remember, I had a jacket on with some shorts, because it was like November. Matter of fact, it was November 7th. It was November, but it was raining. So I took my coat off. Man, she saved my life, man. You know what I'm saying? I had a 4.5 in the coat. I had 2 scales. I had some work, and I had some smoke in that coat. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up taking my coat off, putting my coat in my girlfriend's car, hopping in the car with my homeboy and leaving, coming back, getting locked up. So if she ain't never tell me to take that coat off, y'all might not have never heard from me again.
What they failed to tell him was that with the investigations he was under and now the guilty plea on the distribution charge he just took, on top of not cooperating, would not look good at all in court on April 16, 2008, a show cause his probation officer filed on him.
I had went to court, right? And see, when I went to court, it was like, I ain't know what I was coming for. You know what I'm saying? It was my first time coming for a show cause. But it was like, I had came to court so many times before. I just thought it was like the felony process. Like, you know, you come get your lawyer, then you come for this, then you come for that, then you blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? So I remember even when I got to court, I had a court appointment. I was cussing my lawyer out in the hallway. Bro, I had a court appointed lawyer. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about, I was cussing him out to the point, like, for one, he had talked to one of the detectives that was head of a few investigations that my name was in, right? So that detective had caught me up a few times on some shit, and he always catch me before he take me to the jail. He take me to the interrogation room and be trying to break me. You know what I'm saying? I think just because I was the youngest one out of all of us that was doing stuff, right? So I remember before I actually went in to see the judge, he told my lawyer, he was like, yo, let Mr. Hamilton know whatever he tells me now can help him in his violation. Man, my lawyer told me that. I snapped at my lawyer in front of everybody in the hallway. There was people out there like, Streets, you need to calm down. I was like, fuck that. I was like, man, tell that nigga suck my and you can suck my too. You know what I'm saying? But the kicker was he was a court-appointed lawyer. So I was really just tying the noose around my neck, like, yeah, you know what? All y'all can. But I remember when the judge had gave me 3.5 years, but he told me the last time I was in this courtroom, he was like, yo, next time you come to this courtroom, I'm sending you to the penitentiary. So I'm like, man, he don't remember that shit. Man, as soon as I get in there, he was like, didn't I tell you last time I seen you, I was gonna send you to the penitentiary? I was like, damn. So I'm still thinking, like, I'm about to get a year. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get 6 months to a year. I can do that. That man said, I'm gonna give you 9.5 years. I'm gonna suspend 6 of them. You can go with the bailiff. And I remember I was sitting there counting, like, hold on, 9.5, 6, 7, 8. While I'm doing like this with my fingers, the bailiff coming like, come on. I'm like, hold on. I asked the bailiff, I was like, yo, he just gave me 3 years? Bailiff was like, nah, he gave you 4, but come on.
A little short of a year into his sentence, StreetzG4G was moved to Mecklenburg Correctional Center in Boydton, Virginia for receiving. He remembers being popular on the rec yard for selling cigarettes and performing some of the vivid street-influenced verses he wrote on the street, amongst other inmates.
Mecklenburg was everything I heard the penitentiary was, that's what Mecklenburg was, you know what I'm saying? But the thing that had me standing out at Mecklenburg. When I got there, I was in receiving. It wasn't no cigarettes in receiving. So we used to call this for all the old penitentiary heads. We used to call a 6-ounce bag of Midnight Express tobacco. We used to call that a brick. As soon as I got there, I got a brick. You know what I'm saying? So me and my homeboy pumping throughout the yard, selling cigarettes. I used to come to the circles like where they was rapping at. Like I'd sit back and listen to somebody rapping right, and I could tell. Like I'd be like, oh, he lying. I mean, I don't know what it was. It was just I could tell. You know what I'm saying? So I was rapping for my man in the day area one time, and he was like, yo, when we go outside tomorrow, you gonna rap, bro? I was like, hell no, I don't wanna be, you know what I'm saying? I ain't with all that, but I say boom boom. So he was like, the next day we went out there, I remember they called me over there. I came right over there, not even thinking. I'm thinking about some cigarettes. And when I came over there, he was like, yo, go ahead, rap, Street. And I looked at him like, so while they waiting for me to rap, it was cause he was a blood, but it was a Crip. It was a Crip out there that was rapping, right? Now, mind you, in that penitentiary, like our building was like one of the wild buildings, so we got like all the big dogs in our building, and we kind of like, we got this one area on the rec yard that all of us be at. So I remember when the Crip was like out of place. He was a cadre. He was just out of place. So he tried to start rapping again. My man told him, he was like, yo, shut the fuck up, man. Nigga, let my nigga Streets go. I was like, shit. Right. I just started rapping. Like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? And ever since that day, it had just got crazy. It was one time I was rapping on the rec yard, and the warden had came over there. And like when I be rapping, bro, I just be zoned out, so I can't really see everything that's around me. But I remember when the warden came over there, I was standing on the table. I was rapping. That's a no-no, you know what I'm saying? I'm standing on the table, I'm rapping, and I got cigarettes on. I'm rapping, boom, boom, boom. So when the warden came, niggas pulled on my jumper. I got down. So I remember he came to the fence. He had one like this. He was like, y'all, watch out, watch out, watch out. Everybody splitting, right? So I split with him like, what the hell he doing? He pointed at me. He was like, come here. So I came over there and shit. So I'm like, what's up? He was like, hey, this is a penitentiary. This is not BET. This ain't MTV. I don't know who you think you is. I catch you on my table again. You going to the hole. I catch you out here rapping like that again. You going to the hole. But like the reaction from everybody that was around us was like, man, go ahead, bro. It was like crazy. That's when I knew. I was like, oh damn. Well, I had him. You know what I'm saying?
From receiving, he went to another compound named Haynesville, and then his final compound, which was James River Work Center, where he'd meet a 6'4" inmate named Raffy from Richmond, Virginia. Raffy was the big man on the compound StreetzG4G were called. But he took a liking to the young, hard-headed StreetzG4G.
Raffy was like he was like a big dog on a compound, man. And he I don't know, he just took a liking to me. You know what I'm saying? And I remember I used to see so many niggas like kiss his ass. Like, I remember I used to tell myself, like, I hope you don't think I'm finna, you know what I'm saying? Like, Raffy the type, he'll be like, man, he might walk in the middle of, I mean, not saying this happened, but example of what he was on that compound. He might come in the middle of the party, like, man, I'm hungry. He was like, hey, man, I got some soup for you. You want some cookies? You want some this? He's one of them. So, you know, I was like, shit, I ain't no get boy. You know what I'm saying? So, whatever. So, I don't know. He just took a liking to me, man. Ended up talking to him about my problems. The whole time, he was like mentoring me. You know what I'm saying? Like giving me guidance. I never had no dude that I looked up to like that show me that type of love and patience. You know what I'm saying? So he really just he like molded me, man. He molded me to the point it was almost like some son father type of thing going on. You know what I mean?
From then until StreetzG4G was released, their bond was almost like a father and son. So in April 2011, a few days before his release, during one of his main character building sessions he held with his younger sighted protege, He said something that left an impression so big on StreetzG4G. Not only did he never forget it, but he actually did something with it.
Cause he watched me work hard, man. He influenced me to work hard too. Like I changed everything, like my thinking, my body, everything had changed. Like I was like a whole nother person. You know what I'm saying? So I remember before I went home, he had told me, he was like, yo, you work too hard in here to go home and be average. So he was like, when you get home, just keep that in mind, man. Just go for the gusto. Don't never stop. Just go for the gusto in everything you do. He one of the biggest reasons I'm even sitting here with this mentality to even have this drive, to even do this, to even have a resume, to even talk about it, you know what I'm saying? Because of Raphael Henderson, you know what I'm saying? That's big dog. Got him forever, you know what I mean?
April 11, 2011, Skreet came home running with all types of ideas and formulated strategies he had put together while doing his time.
Man, when I came home, it was crazy because I already had plans. I just needed to be free.
At the time, things were looking promising for the creator. He'd been home for 9 and landed a job at a pizza place called Stefano's that his brother set up through a friend. He also started promoting his music via throwing parties. He passed out CDs with the flyers he created on the back of the CD covers. That project was called Mr. Williamsburg Volume 1.
It was a combination of a lot of things. It was a combination of Streets being gone and then coming back, and then people like really, I think that was the first time that he was seriously pursuing the music on the level that everybody knew that he could rap, but when that hit, now you have to take it serious, and he's doing it fresh out, just coming home, and it was a good body of work.
I had got that idea from, it was one of them books I was reading in the penitentiary, man, because I had went from like reading like hood books to like business and music books. Like when I used to read the industry books, I used to take notes, you know what I'm saying? And just kind of like come up with my own strategies from out the book.
We over here, taking CDs over here. We over here, taking CDs over here. Let's go to this city, go do the same thing.
So I had got the idea for putting the CD cover and the flyer on the back from one of them books I was reading. I don't even remember the name of the book.
I know everything that he put into it, and to see somebody pull up 5-6 years later, and they still have it, and they're like, yo, like look what I got. So it meant something to not only the city of Williamsburg, but anybody that knows Streets and know where he been.
On that very CD was a song that would set him so far apart from other artists in his area. It was called City on Fire.
Streets, hey, where we going? For the gusto, baby, yeah. And I'm just trying to rap my residence. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to rap my residence. That's all I'm trying to do. Man, I'm just trying to rap my residence. I'm from Williamsburg, Virginia, bro. I'm just trying to rap my residence. I'm from Highland, bro. Yeah. Go for the gusto, yeah. I'm just trying to rap my residence and hustle like I never did. These haters make me sick, but this grinding is my medicine. We got the whole fucking city on fire. We got the whole fucking city on fire.
City on Fire came down to it, man. It was already one crazy buzz, right? And for real, I'm gonna tell you how I think it really came about, for real, for real.
City on Fire was like, I don't even remember how that song came about. Oh no, matter of fact, I was in the car with my big bro Junior one time.
That's when my little big piece came in, to be honest with you. He already had that thing about, his city, the city of Williamsburg, this, that, and the third, So I was listening to a song one night, I think it was that Bun B joint, everything. And he started listening to all them rappers and stuff. Man, I was like, man, that sounds good. And I was like, yo, bro, hey man, why don't you put together something like this, man, and see how can you, become unique with that?
I think it might have been Bun B song or something. But in the song, he was naming a lot of people's names. So I remember Junior was like, man, why don't you try that? And I always been the type of person, like, being that he threw me that idea, I felt like it was like a challenge. So I had to jump on that jam. So I tried to knock that jam out.
Streets, P, rapping G4G, spit balls, Young Suge, murder, Young Neem, Master J, Young Ace, Rap Assassin, Fever Feed, C7, CP3, Committed Boys, G7. City, EXO, Super Susie, TRI, Free Boogie Moody, DMR, Kong NT, Cowboy Cake, TBC, Sam Arms, Hood Black, Rick Rogers, Abstract, Young Terrorist, Hellraiser, Twan Gaddy, Joe Trax.
In the midst of City on Fire giving G4G a platform that he was aiming for, a disaster strikes. A close cousin and a young man Streets takes responsibility for grooming had a confrontation that ended in a homicide.
It feels so crazy, man, because I know I played a big part in his decision making. But I used to motivate him to do stupid shit, like bad, you know what I mean? So I got into the incident with my cousin. I came home like in the midst of it. I was hearing about it, you know what I'm saying? But I was locked up then, so when I came home, it was already beefing. I tried to stop it. But it was wild because the gun that he shot my cousin with, I had in my hand. And in my head, I was like, my head was saying, take it. I just ain't want him to have it. You know what I'm saying? I had a whole different mindset then. So, you know, I know he was showing me the pistol to show off, but I ain't take it.
He felt lost because of the guilt he harbored from the situation. He dealt with it the best way he knew how, which was music. And he wrote the song, R.I.P. Dion.
If the day was the day that the great Lord scheduled for me to rest in peace, hug my nephews, kiss my niece, let them know my motivation from the day I got released was to build a foundation, courtesy of Uncle Streets, kiss my little man D. You the son I never had. Your old man going through it, just be patient with your dad. Be strong.
I think that was another incident where he took tragedy and kind of flipped it. And he could have reacted a way that he probably normally would react, but then the music being like his outlet, he kind of channeled that and put together like even if you was to play this song right now, we'd probably have to cut the camera off and like give me a second, because like it's gonna touch you, because that's how real it is, and you can hear the pain, you can hear the emotion.
I can see it's now causing hell, having a ball. Smoking ports on the cloud with a bottle of Paul. Know if I would've went first, you would've helped to remember me. But I'm here and you gone, dawg. This shit killing me. Now everything G4G doing your memory. Still wish you was here, cause I ain't cried in years. Now everything G4G doing your memory. Still wish you was here, cause I ain't cried in years. One thing about it, nigga, I don't give a fuck what they say about you, nigga. Bullet, gangster, whatever. You still my motherfucking cousin, man. Just wish I could tell you I love you one time, like, nigga. Shit wild as a bitch, bro. Just watch over me, man. I see you. You put this on YouTube? We'll probably win it for you.
It's a real sensitive situation, and I don't know, it's just a testament again to his strength.
There's a part on the song where I couldn't even hold my cry. So I broke. You know what I'm saying? In the studio, bro. That shit was, I just felt like a piece of shit, and I miss my cousin. You know what I'm saying? I love my cousin, bro. That was like one of my first older cousins that understood me. He was my age, but you know, that was my nigga, man. You know what I mean?
Little did Streets know, at the end of that pain was something that would take him out of his rut and inspire him. One night, pulling up to a party, he heard a call playing City on Fire, not knowing that it had made its way to the radio.
We was we had pulled up to somebody else's party, and I remember I was acting like I was turned up. My brother was driving, Junior was in the passenger seat. I was acting like I was turned up. I wasn't even feeling that shit. I just wanted to escape from feeling how I was feeling about Dion. You know what I'm saying? And when we had got to the party, when we got out, we heard City on Fire playing like 2 or 3 times, like in the parking lot, like different cars playing it.
Car pull up, right? We sitting there talking with them, blase. They talking back with us, you know, all love, sharing little stories, talking about life, laughing. Radio on. Next thing you know, one say, hey, man, bro, listen. I'm like, oh, what's up?
Then the motherfucker pull up and like, yo, Streets, you on the radio, whatever.
Bro, I heard that shit, I almost cried, bro.
Radio? What the fuck? Like, nobody from Williamsburg has been on the radio. Nobody from Williamsburg has been on the radio.
We appreciate it and still do appreciate all the love and support that everybody gave to us, you know what I'm saying, following that movement, you know, because
I was working like a slave around that time, you know what I mean? Just to get my music out there, get people to take me serious. Because a lot of people thought I was just gonna come home on the same BS I was on before I went in. So, you know, for DJ Skreet to play that gent, it was like, well, I almost cried. I just sat in the car and thank God, wipe my ass and went in there and party, man. You know what I mean?
Shortly after DJ Skreet was spinning the song, StreetzG4G dropped the video for it. He had the video shot at a party he held at the Library Tavern.
Well, we had through the City 05 party. That was crazy. That whole event was crazy. I just gotta laugh because the party was so crazy, but it went down. The whole city showed up for me. New thoughts, old thotties. It was like a box of thoughts in there.
Partygoers weren't the only people interested in the video. So were the gang unit and police department. They went and showed the video to his PO and ordered her to make him have a sit down with them after countless failed attempts to meet up with him.
When I had shot the video, you know, I was a certain type of person before I went to the penitentiary. So, you know, it was a lot of people that was like how I was in my video from different parts of the city.
Honestly, like where we come from, bro, like minorities doing anything productive is gonna be looked at in a certain light. Like it's not really encouraged, especially with music. And you got, you know, coming from the background that he has, it's kind of like, oh, okay.
The detectives had, first they tried to contact me and get me in for a meeting. I was not going for that. You know what I'm saying? I kept banging on them, slamming the phone on them, all that. But then they had contacted my probation officer right before I was about to get on probation.
man, we living legal and putting out that music and the buzz was so crazy that we caught plenty of recklessness, you know. Of course, me, I sat in the background, but I had to hear it from Skreet. We had to strategize this, then the third. But all I had to hear all the craziness, you know, they approaching with this, these people saying this, they're a gang, no, we gotta bond them out this neighborhood.
They really are occupying their time with watching what Streets and Go for the Gusto Entertainment is doing.
Put my name in some BS that I wasn't even in. Man, it was a lot of crazy shit.
You know, and all the thing we doing is going out, shoot love videos in the areas that we broke bread in, areas that we scraped and ground, that we ran and did all of this, then and third. At the end of the day, we was a gang. No, we weren't no gang, man.
They had linked up with my PO and made her make me come in and have a sit down with them. And I remember when I came in there, they was like, this look like gang act. You know, we watching the video. They was like, this look like gang activity. I was like, bro, I ain't never been in a gang in my life.
You know, we were just a unified group of brothers, all for the same purpose, trying to make a way to eat without going behind the bars.
To keep it 1,000 though, like they, the story they put together, you know, with all the red, and I was doing this, you know what I'm saying? This meant Williamsburg. This ain't mean nothing gang related, you know what I'm saying? But the story they put together, it kind of calmed me down, because I was like, damn, that kind of makes sense. Then I'm setting the city on fire, you know what I'm saying? So they were saying that city on fire meant that I came home to cause chaos, and I put a team of guys that was already causing chaos around the area together, and we was gonna set the city on fire. I like, man, that's a good book, man. I need to read that money. Before the end of the meeting, they told me, they was like, yo, you need to take this video down and don't make no more videos like this. I bucked. So man, I ain't taking nothing down. Y'all ain't pay for nail part of my video. Y'all don't pay for none of my studio time. Don't tell me what I can speak on, what I can't. Don't tell me who can be in my video. I bucked, bro. And it's funny because when I seen the NWA movie, I felt like Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? When Cube bucked like that, I felt like Cube, bro. You know what I'm saying? That was way before the NWA movie even came out. And I did that, you know what I'm saying? Because the police was already on me. But you got to think, though, I didn't listen to him when I was getting in trouble. You know what I'm saying? When they could have dug up dirt on me, I ain't listen to him then.
Pressed to rebel on the detectives, Streets booked the same cameraman from City on Fire. But this time, when it was time to get it done, he was a no-show.
I think with all the bad feedback we was getting with like, you know, the police department and stuff like that, I think that's what might have made the cameraman not show up for the next videos. And I ain't even really put that together till like a couple years after. Really sometime recently, actually.
Unfortunately, when they set another date, he did the same thing. This made Skreet's furious.
The third time we booked him, he didn't show up. I was like, that's it. We're gonna take his camera. You know what I'm saying? So me and my little homeboy at the time, we go find his crib. We sitting in front of his house. And it's crazy. This is nothing but God, bro. It's crazy how this happened, right? Because we park like this. We park like this, right? His crib, right? His crib is this way. So I'm showing my homeboy, like, yeah, he stayed right here. Blase, boom, boom, boom. Somebody walked from this way in front of the car. So when I look, it's dark, right? But you know, everybody knew the car was driving. So when I look, the dude was looking at us. I looked at him like, I couldn't really see his face at the time, but I looked at him like, what you looking at? You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Kept paying attention. I kept showing my homeboy where he stayed at, but something clicked in my head like, look at that nigga again. I looked at him again. It was a damn cameraman.
Now they officially had no camera or cameraman for music videos. But then as luck would have it, Junior popped up with the camera.
Man, I don't know what Junior got that camera from, bro.
You know, I had a Christmas present, that little Sony camera and stuff, so I was trying to figure out how to put that to use.
It popped up out of nowhere, though, and it was right on time. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't as good as a dude from City on Fire, but it worked.
Did a video. I shot it myself. He put all the editing together.
One night after shooting one of their videos, Streets asked Junior to hold his camera at his house, and that was the beginning of Skreet Vision.
Since Junior had the camera, Junior was the cameraman. So it was one night I had asked him, I was like, man,
What you doing tomorrow? I said, I gotta work. Man, leave your camera. I'm like, man, damn, what you want me to do? Man, just leave me your camera.
I think he left it over there for like 2-3 days. I probably shot like 3 videos on that shit.
He took that camera and just straight ran with it. But it was like countless days. Yo, what you doing? You ain't went to sleep? Nah, I ain't going to sleep. Man, why your breath still smelling like yesterday, man? Because I ain't brushed my teeth yet. I ain't went to sleep yet. Damn, boy. Come on here. We got shows to do. Man, it'll be there when I get there. I got to edit this. I got to put this together.
You know, I like Ice Cube, you know what I'm saying? So Ice Cube got Cube vision. So I was like, damn, okay, that's how Ice Cube see things. Well, this is how I see things. So I wasn't called street vision, but I ain't wanted to sound too urban. You know what I'm saying? So I just said Skreet. You know what I'm saying? To who confuse it, it's not street. So that's really where Skreet Vision started from, for real, off Junior camera.
In the beginning of 2013, Streets was really infatuated with owning his new craft, and to the point where he felt that his job was getting in his way. So eventually he quit to pursue music and videos full time.
I remember once I used to edit so long, right? I remember I used to have to be working 10 in the morning. So I might get off at like 9 at night and edit 9:30 at night till like 9:30 in the morning. So it was time for me to go back to work. I just got tired of that shit, bro. That's really how I quit. I told the girls I mess with, I told my brother and all my homeboys, I was like, yo, I'm about to quit my job and try to do this music and video thing full time. And they was like, nah, don't do that. That shit made me so mad because everything that they told me I couldn't do when I came home, I tried and I did it. You know what I'm saying? So they was on the inside of that. So when they was doubting me, I'm like, what? That started my own business. They thought I was tripping, but I ain't listening to them. My video shot by Skreet Vision. That's what that was. I started my own business. They thought I was tripping. I was talking about my people. You know what I'm saying? That shit made me mad as hell.
Before leaving his job, he met a person that would play a big part in his life unknowingly to him. It was a woman named Shamir Smith.
Man, messing around on Facebook. I sent this girl a video we had just did. And I want to say, for real, bro, I really want to say I started talking to her. We started conversing like July 11th or July 12th.
Before they knew it, she was pregnant. Being that she lived in Stone Mountain, Georgia, Streets had a decision to make.
That was something historical in my life because if it wasn't for my child, because for real, I was against having my child. You know what I'm saying? Not that I didn't love my kid. I mean, I was against having my child just because I knew, like, with everything I had going on, it was like I wasn't gonna be able to be the dad that I wanted to be, which was in the house father, and still do what I wanted to do as far as my career. I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying? and I went and had my baby.
So July 17, 2014, at 6:21 a.m., they gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. They named her Seven.
My baby mama was big as hell during her pregnancy, right? So I want to say like July 16th, we had got intimate, and I think I might have helped that money drop on up out there.
Even at such a joyful moment, just like more times than not in StreetzG4G's life, when it goes good, bad is always around the corner. The couple were having problems stemming from StreetzG4G not being able to provide for the household.
Like, I was broke as shit, man. You know what I'm saying? And I was doing the camera thing, but with me being new to Atlanta, like I ain't know nobody that was looking for videos. I didn't know how to market myself. I ain't know nothing. Only thing I knew at the time was my baby mama staying in this big ass house. I gotta come up with half of the rent, and I ain't got no clientele out here. You know what I'm saying? I got a newborn child, and it was just so stressful, man. It was so stressful, and like she was on my head, like I don't know, like I almost felt like less of a man standing there. You know what I'm saying? Just off of the way that she kind of used to treat me. She went from like looking at me a certain way to like looking at me like.
On top of having financial problems, his sister battling lupus at the time went back to the hospital for another major surgery, and once again the doctor requested the family be there to see her because it was a possibility that this procedure could leave her mentally retarded. So with no hesitation, without even telling his child's mother because of the feud they were having, he went to Virginia.
I think my mom or somebody had called me because my sister was battling the lupus at the time. They was like, for this surgery, we need all the siblings to come up and, basically like see her before the surgery because the surgery can leave her like mentally retarded. So once I heard that, it was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? And me and my baby mama was beefing at the time. So when I told my people I was coming, I ain't even talked to my baby mama about it. I just left. As soon as the first ride I got back to Virginia, I jumped on that ride, went back to Virginia, went up there, seen my sister. And I remember I had planned a party, but I was planning a party if I could get some money, you know what I'm saying? So I had planned a party, and I think I got to Virginia on a Thursday. I seen my sister that morning. We had the party that Friday. And I remember right after that party, man, I remember we was just sitting down in the car smoking like 2:30, 3 in the morning, and my phone rung. And they was like, Grandma Peach just passed. So I was like, damn. And that weekend I was supposed to spend in Virginia, I ended up having extended a week.
Friday, his grandmother Peach died before she could meet his daughter. He'd been asked to speak at his grandmother's funeral, and of course he agreed. It was scheduled for a Friday, so he remembered Wednesday contacting his daughter's mother for her to send him a picture of his child to put in his grandmother's casket. That text message somehow turned into an argument that ended with her telling him to stay in Virginia and that she would send him his things.
I don't know what she thought I wanted a picture for, but I only wanted it for my, to put in my grandma's casket because my grandma she didn't get to see my daughter, you know what I'm saying? So, my baby mama, she didn't respond Monday. Tuesday, she didn't respond. Wednesday, she didn't respond. So, and like, after Monday, I didn't text her again until Wednesday. I texted her again that Wednesday. I was like, hey, you think you can send me that picture? I remember I was getting my hair cut. Me and my brother was getting my hair cut. I was getting our hair cut. And when I asked her the second time, she just snapped off. Like, I remember the first part of what I seen was like, I don't know who the F you think I am. You got me F'd up, blase, boom, boom. So I ain't really understand. I didn't know, and I didn't understand. I ain't know where that had came from, and I ain't even understand where that could have came from at that time. You know what I'm saying? So I snapped on her back, texted her back some crazy shit, and she was like, you know what? Go ahead. Since you out there, go ahead, stay out there. I'm sending shit out there. You ain't got to come back here. But it was wild because I know she only did that because one of the fears that I told her about me having a child was I didn't want to be outside the house for my child. You know what I'm saying? That was her way of getting me back. You know what I'm saying? So it was fucked up out there. It was fucked up. It was fucked up around that time, dog.
He ended up moving in with the old friend who was a pimp at the time.
He seen some opportunity with me working the camera thing. And at the time, I ain't care like where I stayed in Atlanta. I just wanted to be in Atlanta so I could be around my child. You know what I'm saying? So whatever I had to do like camera wise or whatever videos I had to shoot for free, blase boom boom. Whatever I had to do to be around my baby. You know what I'm saying? That's what I did. So that's how I ended up moving with him. And it's crazy because he a pimp. Like he was a pimp. I don't even, he might still be a pimp. I don't know. It was like a lot of wild nights. It was like a lot of wild nights in that household. You know what I'm saying? You got pimps, you got killers, you got robbers. It was a lot of everything in that house. You know what I'm saying? That was right out. That was over there, like southwest side, like all Force and Industrial.
But every day it seemed harder and harder to see his child due to them not being on speaking terms.
Yeah, like I used to get down around that time, bro. I used to go through so much, like trying to spend time with my child. Like the things that dudes go through for not being in their child life, I used to go through those things trying to be in my child life. You know what I'm saying? But my baby mama being mad didn't help. Me being broke didn't help. You know what I'm saying? Because it was kind of like she was using it like basically like if you can't afford to take care of your child, you don't need to be able to see your child. That's how she was kind of carrying it. Yeah, so it was like real fucked up around that time.
Skreet remembers being depressed from being so far away from home and the things he had to go through around this time period.
I was just feeling depressed around that time. And it felt like I was getting beat out of my money because like I paid my money for the rent and shit had happened, like the lights still cut off. Or, you know what I'm saying? It was even one time I got into it with one of my roommates and he was kind of like in position of that household. So I remember this nigga had me so hot, man. I was like, yo, if I beat this nigga ass, I think he gonna kick me out.
Before him and his brother reached Virginia, he was determined to make his mind great again. But before he could start the process, a phone call knocked him off track once again.
Dude who crib I was staying in. And see, this is the thing, like when it comes to shit like this, I don't forget shit like this because shit like this was like turning points in my life. You know what I'm saying? So I remember before I had left, I had gave him $250 for the rent. I was supposed to give him $300, but I gave him $250 because the lights had cut off while I was there. So I had paid $50 while I was there. I gave him $250 before I left. That's $300. So I remember when I was talking to him, I was coming out of 7-Eleven, and this, like I said, we back in Virginia now. But he had called. He was like, yeah, some. Just make sure you send me the 50, bro. I was like, nah. I said, I gave you $250. I put the 50 on the lights. He was like, yeah. Basically, he was like, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I need the 50. Like, huh? You know what I'm saying? So we kind of got into like a little heated discussion on the phone. And once again, to hurt me, I feel like bro was like, he was like, bro, if you can't send the 50, then this might not be the spot for you. I said, all right, bet. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talked to bro ever again.
Fortunately, he used the fuel right away, got his mind right, and started working like a workhorse.
After all that shit, like all the people that left me down bad, and it was like people I was going to bat for. You know what I'm saying? After all that shit, it was just like I felt power. Like I gotta show y'all. Y'all done turned on the wrong nigga. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times I used to humble myself in situations for nothing other than let me consider you. You know what I'm saying? Because I buck to the ceiling and take what come with it. You know what I'm saying? But from my experience, when I buck to the ceiling, everybody don't buck like I buck. You know what I'm saying? So I just felt like I was getting smacked in my face when I was being humble. So I stopped being humble, but I started doing what I felt like God put me here to do.
His sister's battle with lupus started to get worse and worse. On January 31st, 2017, he was called to the College of ODU for a radio interview. Shortly after that interview, he got a disturbing phone call from his family about his sister.
He was like, yeah, she having another one of them surgeries. We need y'all here tonight, if possible. Now, for all that don't know, ODU is in Norfolk, Virginia. You know what I'm saying? me and her drove to Norfolk from Newport News. My sister was in Richmond. You know what I'm saying? So my plan was, once they told me that, my plan was just leave from Norfolk and drive straight to Richmond. So I remember when I was about to leave out, everybody was telling me, I was like, yo, the cops is crazy out here. Don't drive, y'all can stay the night. Being that I didn't know them, I didn't tell them my situation. You know what I'm saying? I didn't tell them why I had to go. I just was like, nah, I can't stay, I gotta go. And then I'm kind of shaking up. So I remember I'm trying to hurry up and get out of people's face for they see, you know, my eyes, you know what I mean? So when I remember we was driving, I remember I was saying something to her, and like I just missed the red light, man. And when I missed that red light, I looked at my rear view, damn campus police was coming up behind me, man. It was crazy because I didn't even have to go to jail that night because you don't get locked up for driving charges in Virginia. But it was a veteran cop that pulled up on the scene and said, being that I had so many driving on suspenders, I was a habitual offender. Habitual offender has been abolished before I was even old enough to catch an adult charge.
He spent the night trying to get out, and in the morning, they let him out on a PR bond.
I messed around, I left ODU, and then I came right back. And I was just at ODU. Like, I don't know, it felt so peaceful up there, man. You know what I'm saying, compared to where I was at the time. So, I had just stayed up there for a little while. I was recording a song one time, and she had inboxed me. And she had inboxed me, and we just basically like, she's texting everybody to let them know, like if her procedure don't work, she's just gonna throw the towel in, because she's tired of chemo, she's tired of this and that and the third, and, you know what I mean? She was just like giving up. So that was her, that was the message that she had sent me. And I remember, like, I was just trying to talk her out of it. And she was like, you don't understand. I mean, it was crazy because I told her she was selfish. You know what I'm saying? Like, not even thinking, like, who am I to tell you you're selfish? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, what you feeling, what the pain you're going through, it's like, if it's enough to make you want to die, you know what I'm saying? Like, who am I to tell you that the pain ain't that real? I ain't going through the pain, and I'm really only saying it because I ain't want to lose my sister. You know what I'm saying? So who was really selfish?
I just hung the phone up with my sister. She talked suicide, and her reasons made me weak, cause I can't help it, and I hate crying. I told her that she was selfish, but in the mirror, who am I? Never spent a day in her shoes to feel her pain, so I cannot tell her that her pain ain't real enough when it make her wanna die. I just wanna smoke my dope and get high off my supply. Drop my tears all in this pot, took the left and scraped the side. Got a line right around my spine. Fuck the 12, I served them cops. Yeah.
He ended up passing February 22nd, which was 5 days before StreetzG4G's birthday. He was crushed.
I remember she was on hospice, man. So we did, like, she had like a peaceful homegoing. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's still my sister. You know what I mean? So it just had fucked me up. Yeah, it fucked me up real bad, to be honest.
The very next night, him and his family were at his mother's. Feeling overwhelmed with everybody's company, he left with his brother and his sister's kid's father to ride to Williamsburg. They pulled up at a Shell gas station where a confrontation ensued.
So I get out the car, and I had on one of the Letterman's Go for the Gusto jacket. It's a car, like 4 or 5 people in there, but I ain't, you know, I mind my business, so I ain't really paying attention. But apparently the dude must have saw the jacket and jumped out the car.
I seen a dude approaching him. Man, I couldn't, like, from the angle I was at, I couldn't really see who it was.
So he called my name. I turned around, it's a dude that is pretty well documented that we had somewhat of an issue with.
I can just tell by my brother body language, like someone right.
And I'm very observant. I understand body language very well. So he get out of the car and he walking towards me and he just keeps saying, "What's up? What's up? What's up?"
I seen the dude walk up on my brother. I seen my brother push him back.
When I push him off me, like he's still saying, he never said anything other than "What's up? What's up? What's up?"
I remember I was trying to get out the car. I couldn't get out the car because the child lock was on. I stuck my arm out the window and opened up the door like that. And I just ran over there.
When I pushed him, goddamn skipped in my loop coming across the parking lot.
Like in my head, I was like, stop, stop, stop. But I couldn't even stop. You know what I mean? So as soon as I got up on him, I rocked him.
It was fucked up because then we in turn, you know what I'm saying, they looking for us now. And like I said, my sister had already passed, so we talked about it with our mom and shit, and just was like, it's a chance that they pull up at this funeral and arrest you and your brother. And that would just tarnish, you know what I'm saying? It would fuck everything up.
It's crazy because he had provoked me. He was like provoking me like through years. But the only reason I didn't really take it serious was because he was a little younger than me, but when I was younger doing what I was doing, like we never heard of him, you know what I'm saying? So I just looked at it like some rapper shit. Like, oh, he want a rap battle or some shit, you know what I mean? So I ain't take it that serious, but I knew he was gonna tell. I told my brother that when we got in the car.
StreetzG4G was right. The victim told police his name and then told him that him and his brother had jumped him, which was a lie. That's all the police wanted to hear. They issued a warrant for their arrest just days before his sister's funeral.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure everybody knew what happened after that, but
he had lied to the police, told the police me and my brother jumped him.
It was fucked up from the standpoint that it kept me from being able to go to my sister's funeral.
My sister died February 22nd. My uncle got killed like, I can't remember, like March 15th or something like that. I couldn't turn myself in because I knew they wouldn't give me no bond. I just had a schedule to stick to. Like that was out of town. And I knew if I turned myself in, they don't care about that. So they weren't gonna let me out. I ain't get to go to her funeral. My uncle passed. I couldn't go to his funeral neither. He was up there looking for me, you know what I'm saying? I don't really have closing memories with one of them, you know what I mean? Because of that situation.
An old friend in California hears about the family's tragedies and not only reached out, but also offers StreetzG4G an opportunity of a lifetime. He flies out to Virginia and schedules a time and a place for StreetzG4G to meet him, and so he did.
Yeah, man, that guy's a sucker. I don't know how I said it, he's a sucker. But I ain't even, like when people be telling me stuff like, yeah, we're gonna invest this in you and da-da-da-da. I've been hearing that for so long, like it don't move me, you know what I'm saying? So back when I would have said something like, man, get out my face, bro. Anyway, I ain't trying to. But at that time, at that point I was at in my life, especially around that time, I thought he was like genuine, you know what I'm saying? Because it seemed like when he told me what he was gonna do for me, like, I don't know, it was like he kind of sensed the doubt in me or something. So he was like, man, matter of fact, I'm gonna book your ticket right now. He booked my ticket in front of me, like bloop, bloop, bloop. Yeah, he booked my ticket from Atlanta to LA. But I thought it was a lot. I thought that was what we was doing.
While in California, StreetzG4G remembers having a conversation in the kitchen with an investor and receiving more heartbreaking news.
One of them had made mention of missing a court date. So I remember I told him, I was like, damn, bro, you on the run then, you know what I'm saying? We laughed about it. I was like, that's crazy, because I'm on the run too. And when I said that, he looked at the other one like, and looked back at me, and he was like, man, I was waiting for you to tell me. I was gonna see if you was gonna tell me that. And I was a little confused, but the whole time they thought I was trying to hide that I was on the run for the malicious wounding. But I wasn't trying to hide it. I'm used to catching my charges by myself, going to court by myself, so I ain't got to inform nobody or nothing. You know what I'm saying? It didn't even occur to me to inform them of this situation. You know what I'm saying? But I remember once I let them know, like, nah, I wasn't trying to hide it. I just, it ain't come up with a conversation. You know what I'm saying? He was like, man, we can't do nothing for you. Like, my whole shit just, like, I was done. Like, all that down, you know what I mean? I mean, he was just basically like, yo, I can't do nothing for you while you got this situation on. What you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to go to Virginia, get it taken care of, and then get at me when you got it done. So I told him straight up, like, yo, I ain't got no money for no lawyer, so I'm gonna just handle it the best way I know how. He's like, what's that? I was like, I'm running. You know what I'm saying? They got to catch me when they catch me. So eventually he ended up telling me, he was like, man, if you go back, I'll pay for your lawyer. So went back, he paid for the lawyer. I remember he was like, as soon as you get done with that little time, call me, we'll get this thing started or whatever.
Getting his lawyer was the only part of his word he kept. Not only did he renege on everything he spoke of, but he never even responded to StreetzG4G again.
Yeah, when I got out, that sucker ain't never answered the phone. No, he did answer the phone one time. I even linked up with him the day I got out. And he came to my grandma's house. And like, don't a lot of people pull up at my grandma's house, but my grandma knew from him telling her, you know, like, yeah, we better put some money behind your grandson, blah, blah, blah. So my grandma like welcomed him every time he come. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, bro. It was just like, really, that's how me and my baby mama got back cool again. After he told me everything was gonna be straight as I turned myself in, I was like, shit, that's a lot. I told my baby mama, all that attitude went out the window. Nigga, we made it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't know, like, after I seen him that one time when I came home, he didn't respond no more. He ain't answer no texts, answer no calls. I see his people, I ask, I stop, but I used to ask people like, yo, y'all ain't heard from such and such? They be like, no, we ain't heard, you know what I mean? And I knew it was something funny because even the other dude he was out there with, I had called him one time while he was out there. I was like, yo, you seen old boy? He's like, man, I'm about to go pull up on him right now. I was like, man, call me when you get with that nigga. So, long story short, I'm assuming he pulled up on him, and he must have said, Street said call him. And I ain't get a phone call. So I ended up calling back the next day. He tried to play it off, but, you know, that guy, I never heard from that guy again. And it kind of fucked me up because I ain't understand, like I ain't know, you know what I'm saying? And for real, I wanted to quit this shit. After that shit happened, I wanted to quit, bro. Like, fuck this shit, you know what I'm saying? Just cause I thought that was gonna be the way right there. You know what I mean? I had put my mixtape on the back burner, thinking, oh, we can get new production and things of that nature. Ain't nothing ever happened. You know what I mean? But, you know, he probably sitting back watching this now. I'm about to turn up on you, boy. And the feds ain't on me, boy. You know what I'm saying? So them sucker ass niggas you let around you, that what you get for letting all them real niggas know pussy. I got a whole lot of talent, do a whole lot of business on the road I've been on. I've been home in a minute, stay 4 weeks, three fish, 4 weeks. I miss my daughter, think it's starting to make it hard for me to sleep. All my food fast, I've been living out of bed, make it look real good, even when I'm down bad. The response made me mad when I ask them on X, I get it by myself, nigga, kiss my bag. I'ma make you niggas hate me when I come up. Ooh, I'ma make you niggas hate me when I come up. Word, I'ma make you niggas hate me when I come up. If you ever try to play, I still remember your face. I'ma make you niggas hate me when I come up. Word, I'ma make you niggas hate me when I come up. Man, I'ma make you niggas hate me when I come up. If you ever try to play, I still remember your face. Tell my people we straight. If I eat it, we ate, and that's all I got to say about that. My fam, my love, I don't play about that. Get cramp, make a bust all day about that. I just love St. Louis, still smelling like Virginia when they buff with Mike Brown. I was front line with him, got a shot of St. Louis. I made history with him. Mike Brown, dad, cool, and Toy Russell, mad nigga. You don't have no idea where I came from. When I spit, I reminisce, so hear the pain come. In my hand, my little nigga put his handgun. I gave it back, he killed my cousin with the same gun. Where I'm from is so small, why your name so lightweight? You talk like you like that, bro. I feel God, not man, just like that, bro. Fuck you and every nigga that's around you. Boy, you a slouch, you sleep. I was 64 each, I was headed to the exit 265C. Met a left, rip, rap, next left, King Street. I'm at the studio with Mark, and I'ma be here about a week. I've been working like a fiend, punching in 16s. I wanna rap, not eat, on boot, not sleep, on compete. I kill, drive a seat, God seat, on drive, he drive. I recline my seat, get high, red ass trying to find my peace. Find me South Beach in the Airbnb. Georgia feet 5 feet with her legs around me. Georgia Peach 5 feet. Down, I'ma make you niggas hate me when I come up. This one for the hoes that wouldn't fuck before they come up. Now they trying to slide street shine like the sun up. Brickhead bitch couldn't lick my come up, ho. I got a whole lot of talent, do a whole lot of business.